Would you spend one night in a soundproof room for $10 million? I thought it was the easiest payday of my life, but my late grandfather's will had one rule that I didn't take seriously until the door locked from the outside. No matter what you hear from the other side of the wall, do not answer. My grandfather was a billionaire recluse who spent the last 20 years of his life in a sprawling estate in Vermont. When he passed, the family was shocked. He left everything to me, the black sheep of the family, on one condition. I had to stay in his study for exactly 12 hours, from sunset to sunrise, no phone, no books, just me and a clock. My cousins were furious, calling it a senile prank, but I walked into that room thinking about Ferraris and beach houses. The first 2 hours were fine. It was just silence, but around midnight, I heard it, a faint tapping on the heavy oak door. Then, my mother's voice. She sounded terrified, screaming my name, saying there was a fire in the hallway and I had to get out now. I jumped up, reaching for the handle, but then I remembered. My mother died 5 years ago. My blood turned to ice. The voice outside changed. It wasn't my mother anymore. It was me. It was my own voice, perfectly mimicked, begging myself to open the door. The scratching started next, claws on wood, then the sound of something heavy dragging itself across the ceiling. The clock felt like it was moving backwards. Every fear I'd ever had was being whispered through the vents. It told me the inheritance wasn't money. It was a trap to find a new host for whatever was in this house. I spent the next 4 hours curled in a corner, hands over my ears, humming to drown out the sound of myself scratching at the other side of the door, promising me the 10 million was a lie. When the sun finally hit the floorboards, the lock clicked. I walked out to an empty, silent house. My lawyer was waiting in the foyer with a check and a look of pure pity. He asked me, "Did you talk back?" I didn't answer. I took the money and left the state that day. I have the millions now, but I haven't slept in a silent room since. Because sometimes I still hear that scratching, only now it's coming from inside my own head. What would you do? Would you stay in a room? Let me know in the comments.